Brandon?
Brandon White grew up in a middle-class suburb. For most of his early life, he was protected by his family and those who loved him. Hardship, pain, and suffering were all deflected by his upper middle-class bubble. For the longest time, he had a mom and a dad who loved him. Brandon never knew the true meaning of need. This dream life quickly came to an end when his father died in the early 80s. Brandon was only 17 years old and had no idea what the real world was like. He was thrown into the harsh realities of poverty and homelessness. He was centered on his American dream, but the death of his father woke him up. At the same time his father died, Americans' unemployment rate, inflation, and gas prices were soaring. The economy was in real turmoil, and Brandon had to face it head-on alone. His hopes of college faded away because he could not afford to find his mother and go to college. College was just too much money for him. Without a college degree, it was very hard for him to find decent work. Brandon was also burdened with a stutter which severely limited his job selections. But even though everything was against him, he still had held strong because he realized that he had to. He bounced around from job to job, and all the while saving just a little with the hopes of someday going to college. Finally, after 2 years, his mother and brother found a job at a plant and were able to support themselves. So he used his saved money to try to go to college. He was admitted to UCLA and graduated with an economics degree. He had to work 2 jobs in addition to class to just keep up with raising tuition. Once he left college, unemployment was at almost 8% and gas prices were at the highest in decades. He was back to where he started before college. He thought that maybe college could give him a little boost in finding a job, but it turned out that unemployment was so bad that there weren't any jobs. So Brandon decided to make his own job. He acquired a loan from the bank and started a consulting company. For 10 years he struggled in the business and never really made it. The dot-com boom really helped Brandon's business, but even though Brandon was seeing some success, he had built up a hatred for the status quo. The reason Brandon is running for president is clear. He knows that this year, next year, and the next year that young men and women are going to be applying to college. He knows that they will get admitted, but the only reason they will not be able to go is because of the soaring cost of college. Brandon wants to lower the $30,000 average for a college education. He wants to make it available to every senior that just wants a chance to succeed. He believes that giving Americans a chance at the American dream through college is at the core of the country. He will widen the path to college, but he has first-hand experience at understanding that college is not the only answer. Americans need to be able to find jobs after they graduate. Brandon knows the issues and he knows the solutions because he has lived through them and he has studied them throughout his whole career. This issue is not just a job for Brandon, it is deeper than that. It is what drives him, what motivates him, and what pushes him to never stop. Vote for Brandon if you want more Americans to have access to college and jobs. For Brandon, the door to the American dream was closed. Brandon wants to open the door so that you can run through. Brandon, opening the door so you can run through. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here today by my picture of George Washington, and you know how I feel about George Washington and the flag. As a patriotic American, I want you to know I have always looked up to Brandon White. And I just want you to know that he's a fine American, a patriotic American. He believes in American values. He will carry on in the path of my hero, George Washington. So vote for Brandon.
I, Cole Heal, former Republican presidential winner, support Brandon White of the Independent Party.
Hi, I'm Coach Giddens from the Kings Academy. I'm the head football coach, track coach, and I am here to endorse Brandon White for President of the United States of America. I think that he would be a great candidate because he's so outgoing. He knows how to be a great problem solver, and also, along with that, he's just a gentle giant. Okay, loves people, every ethnicity. He has no problem with people. This is the man. If I had to put all my votes down, I'd put it down on this man right here. Great person. I think he should be running the country.